Hello and welcome to today's pick a card reading. In this pick a card reading, I want to find out your future spouse's first impressions of you. I want to find out where you met, how you met, why you met, and the information they gained in those first few seconds of meeting you. So to gain this insight, I need you to pick a pile. So you have the choice of pile 1 with the Aragonite Sputnik crystal, pile 2 with the quartz geode, and pile 3 with the goldstone crystal. I highly recommend that you go with your first instinct. Spirit will guide you to the pile which has the most relevant information for you and your future spouse. Hello, pile number 1. Let's have a look into your first meeting with your future spouse and their first impressions of you. You chose the Aragonite Sputnik crystal, and we will discuss this crystal at the end of the reading. I'm always so amazed when I look at the meaning into the crystal. It usually always matches the theme of the reading, so I like to save that until last as a nice little bow to tie on the reading. I feel a very sociable energy around this meeting. We're going to look into where you meet, but already I'm feeling a lot of chitter chatter in the background. So, what are the instant things that your future spouse is going to notice about you? So it makes a lot of sense about this sociability and this chitter chatter around you already, because you have Jupiter, which is the planet of growth and expansion, and the 3rd house, which is communication. It's also about community. It has a relevance to sociability as well. So I do feel like your future spouse is going to notice you when you are out and about with friends, and they're probably going to notice your voice first. They're going to hear you before they see you. But I do feel they're going to look at you and feel a very enveloping kind of warm energy coming from you. I know this sounds a bit weird, but a little bit like Santa. How all he has to do is say ho ho ho, and it fills you with joy, it fills you with a smile. I don't know whether you're a joker in your friends group, whether you're the person who makes everyone laugh, and maybe they're looking over at you and they're noticing that you're making your friends laugh and they're thinking, gosh, I'm here with my friends. I kind of feel like they could be there on a date as well, watching you. A very boring, dull date. And they're looking over at you and thinking, gosh, I wish I could be on a date with someone like that. Very interesting. Okay, so it's your energy. It's your ability to communicate confidently. And how they instantly feel about you is the square. A challenging situation and a mountain to climb. And this makes a lot of sense when I'm thinking that they're on a date with someone else. So they physically think, how am I going to approach this person? How can I get in touch with this person? I don't know whether they actually approach you the first time that they meet you, but I think we're going to get the answer of this further on in the reading, because I will be looking into where they meet you and how they meet you. Or maybe they're with friends themselves in a social setting and they just don't have that confidence to approach you. Like you're the kind of person who looks like you're going to eat them alive. Maybe because you're so sociable and you've got such a tight-knit friends group, this person thinks if they get rejected, the whole group's going to laugh at them. But they do see you as a challenge. And I do think your future spouse gets very turned on by a challenge. And I just sense a very nervous energy around your future spouse, a little bit of a lack of confidence. And maybe one of those people that you wouldn't normally expect to have a lack of confidence. I do feel like your future spouse is actually quite attractive. And I think it's for this reason that it's quite it's like a shock that this person isn't as confident as they are. I don't think they think they're as good looking as they are, but they look at you as a warm, enveloping energy with that air of intimidation, like you have a pack behind you. I think they really admire the way that you express yourself. And I think this is something they really admire in you because they struggle to express themselves. I do sense a bit of high school issues with this person. Your future spouse may have had some issues in high school where they kind of had their authentic selves knocked out of them. Doesn't have to be physically knocked out of them, but knocked out in them because people maybe thought that they were a bit dorky or something like that. So they've had to put a lot of effort into their appearance and into like this kind of professional persona so that they fit in, or so that they can feel that they fit in. And I do think you have that kind of energy that's very accepting, but I don't think your future spouse sees that to begin with. But they love the way that you express yourself. But a very intimidating energy here with your future spouse. So let's have a look at where you meet. Is it going to be this social setting that I feel? So we've got Sagittarius, the Sun, and the 7th house. So Sagittarius is a very sociable energy, and the Sun, I would not be surprised if you are a Sagittarius Sun, but you could also be a Sagittarius Moon, Rising, or Venus, or have very strong Sagittarius in your chart. Also, if you do have a greater understanding of your birth chart, you may have a Sagittarius 7th house. It's like you have this energy that really, it's like you put your partners on a stage and you're like, hey everyone, look how amazing my partner is. I really do get the sense that this person's on a date already when they meet you. And I know that's very specific and it's not going to resonate for everybody, but they could either be on a date when they first meet you, or they already are seeing somebody when they first meet you. I don't necessarily sense that your future spouse is a cheat or anything like that. I don't think there's been any commitment. I do think they're still very free and single, but they may be seeing somebody or have gotten their feet in the kind of beginning stages of a relationship with somebody. And I think this is that restriction where they can't approach you as freely. I think you have a very, I do think it's going to take them, with you guys, I want to say, I don't know whether you are watching this and you are already with this person and you're looking for clarification whether this person's going to be your future spouse, because I definitely sense a few of you are already with this person, and when you're listening to this story you're kind of reminiscing on the first time you met. And I think you could be reminiscing because it was a bit dodgy. But I think whether you've already met this person or whether you're going to meet this person in the future, it is not as dodgy as it seems. I think your future spouse holds a very strong sexual energy. And I think it's this sexual energy which he entices a lot of people with this sexual energy. As I said, I do think he's actually quite attractive. And I think because of this sexual energy, because he entices so many people, I don't know why I'm saying he, could be a he or a she. Because this person entices so many people, they do tend to get in relationships quite quickly. You may find that your future spouse has quite a high body count, but I do think they're going to approach you in a very superficial, kind of 𝒆𝒂𝒆 way. That kind of makes you think, ugh, player energy. It's like the only way they know how to approach somebody in that way is through 𝒆𝒂𝒆. So they may approach you and be like, hey, I really like the way that dress looks on you. I couldn't stop staring at your butt from across the room, and you were just like, whoa, hold up. I do think this excites you a lot. I do think you instantly had an attraction to this person, or will have an attraction to this person, but I do think this very outwardly 𝒆𝒂𝒆 nature is going to throw you, it's going to be like, it's going to make you double take this person. You're going to think, yeah, you're attractive. Yes, you are giving me those enticing feels, but I'm going to take this quite slow because you are giving me player energy. But I think that player energy is literally just a lack of confidence in your future spouse. So if you are already with this person, you're looking for clarification, you're thinking the way we met was so dodgy. This is clarification that it ain't dodgy. Like, this person saw something beyond 𝒆𝒂𝒆 with you, but they only knew how to approach you in that way due to their lack of confidence. And if you have not met this person yet, at first you're gonna be like, I don't know about this, you're nice and all that, but I do feel like you're seeing like 5 other people at the same time. This person is going to be exclusive to you. I do think they are in another situation though at the same time, but I do think they're going to cut this other situation quite dead with you, because this other situation was kind of flailing anyway. So got the 2 of Pentacles here, and I do think this is this other person juggling, because they're with somebody else when they spot you. They could be physically with them, or they could be seeing somebody and they're out with friends, but I do still sense a social situation. But they definitely see like an independence in you. It's that independence. It's like you have a really magical energy. It's like you can lift the mood of a room just by walking in. And also we've got the Magician. The Magician is ruled by Mercury, which is that communication again. You may have a way with words. And I don't think your future spouse can communicate as efficiently as you, just through shyness. Again, that's why they're using that 𝒆𝒂𝒆 energy first. I think you actually could be, I think you could have a very, very kind of nice body. And I don't know why I want to say like not voluptuous, but yeah, like a really, oh, what's the best way to say it? Like, I can see it. It doesn't have to be like hourglass, but you've got like, I'm really sensing a really nice bum on you guys. That's how I'm gonna say it. I'm really sensing a really nice bum, and I think your future spouse, the thing they're gonna find most attractive about you physically is your bum. And I do think it's that they're looking at over the room in this social situation, as well as noticing your really confident, bubbly, optimistic, light air, which they love. It's that bum as well, like you're just oozing sex appeal and confidence. And I I actually think they're imagining you being quite dominant over them in the bedroom. So they like your dominance. They really desire you. Okay. So let's have a look at your future spouse's energy. I do feel like your future spouse could be, it's that he, I keep wanting to say he. I really think this may be a he that we're looking at in this relationship. But if it's not a he, it could be a feminine who has a lot of masculine energy. But this person is very empathic. And I think that's why they've had their confidence knocked in the past, because empaths absorb. And whether this is a male or female, they absorb a lot of energy. They absorb their surroundings. And I think if we go down on a soul level, your future spouse will see your beautiful bum to begin with and your beautiful optimistic energy. But I think on a soul level, their soul is connected to you because you are the ingredient they need to connect back to their authentic self and express their authentic self. And this is probably what you're going to do for this person when you get married, or when you're around the marriage, when the relationship gets going. And I think their soul finds you attractive for that reason. But your future spouse is so loving and so giving, but they hide that with this like player kind of energy. I feel like your future spouse has very kind looking eyes, innocent looking eyes. But then they may have like a bit of a sexual cheeky smile or something like that. And their impression of your energy is that childlike eternal energy. It's that optimism again. It's determination to remain young in the body, mind and spirit, and the ability to see things with fresh eyes. Very much that Jupiter energy that we picked up on the start of the reading. They love that optimism in you. They sense that optimism in you. It's like you have the ability to show this person love in a, basically taking this person back to their teenage years and having that love with no worries and no expectations. I really do pick up on this other person in your future spouse's energy as you meet them. And I do think this other person has a darker energy and is putting a lot of pressure on your future spouse. And this is why they're just like, oh, I don't know if I can do this with this other person. But I do sense them being around when they meet you. So you may actually get talking to your future spouse, and unfortunately your future spouse will say, yeah, I am kind of seeing someone at the moment, but we're on the way out. Again, this is clarification that it really is on the way out. This other person's got a darker energy. Your energy is really light. Their other person's very dark. It's like their other person puts a lot of pressure on them and is quite possessive of your future spouse, and you don't have that kind of energy. There's more freedom around your energy. You're probably very independent yourself, and as mentioned, I do feel like you're with your friends when you meet your future spouse, or in a social setting where you're around people who you may know the barman or barwoman or something like that, and the staff. You have that independence and they love that about you. Yes, it's that friendships. You have your own life, you have your own things going on, and your future spouse can see that you really respect your friends and that you really do like envelop your friends in this like really light, supportive energy. Now, I definitely think your future spouse is thinking, okay, this person is very light and sociable, can communicate, very intimidating, but they want to know more about you. So when they're watching you or when they first meet you, they know that there's more under the surface. Your future spouse may be quite probing. They may ask you very intimate questions very quickly, and you're just like, I don't know whether I should be saying this kind of thing to you, but you may find that words are just coming out and you're not really thinking about it. And afterwards you may think, have I told them too much about me? Have I told this player like all of my like intimate like feelings and stuff like that? You may feel like you've given too much away. You are very talkative. You are very talkative, and you may actually at times where you feel a bit awkward, because I do sense that you may feel a bit awkward in this situation too. You may speak without thinking when you feel awkward, even though all the words that come out of your mouth are very like, you're very articulate, and in usual circumstances you do think about what you say, but when you speak to your future spouse for the first time, I do sense that feeling that you're gonna be like, have I said too much? Like, I don't even know who this person is. So I do think so. We've got the King of Wands here and the Queen of Cups, and trying to work out, because this is you and your future spouse. But I'm trying to work out who is who. I do feel your future spouse is just really looking for someone who allows them to open up and encourages them to be themselves. And I do think that this is just clarification, that they look at you like somebody who is very generous when it comes to their love. And it's that they first sense in you. I do also sense this King of Wands. I mean, I don't know whether you can see the card there, but that's a very sexual and intense stare. And I do think that's the kind of stare you're going to see when you first meet your future spouse. That sexual, intense stare that's kind of looking at you with like X-ray vision. I do think your future spouse may have heavy Scorpio in their chart. Could be a Scorpio sun, moon, rising, or Venus, but also I'm sensing Pluto in the first house for this person. Scorpio and Leo energy I'm getting here. And we do have the King of Wands with the lion in the background. They're going to have a very instant sexual attraction to you for sure. And they're going to do things to you that people don't normally, well, that people aren't normally able to do instantly. You're going to get that instant kind of like, oh, shiver, of a good shiver. So, they definitely see you as a challenge here with the runner and the chaser. The runner and the chaser. And as I said at the start of this reading, this person gets very turned on by a challenge. This may be a relationship where you're always a little bit unavailable because you are so sociable and you do have so much of your own things going on, and this is something that this person finds very attractive in you. But at the same time, this person's going to really be very physically attracted to your physical appearance. They're going to look at you like you're a masterpiece. They probably have those eyes that just undress you. Emphasis around the butt still, a big emphasis around the butt. but I do think this is going to have there's going to be a strong physical attraction between you both instantly when you first meet this person. Okay then, we are going to talk about the Argonite Sputnik. I'm going to stop the video because my camera's about to go off. My camera only films for half an hour at a time, so if I cut the video, it's normally because my camera has cut me off. How rude. But we are going to look at your crystal. You chose the Argonite Sputnik crystal, and the Sputnik crystal provides insight to solve problems. It relieves stress and supports spiritual development. I did sense this feeling that you are going to bring out the authenticity in this person. And with Jupiter here, the Queen of Cups and the Moon, you may also urge this person to be more connected to their spirituality by reconnecting them with their soul. I have a feeling I did mention that in the reading about you reconnecting this person with their soul, maybe? I think I said something along those lines. And as mentioned as well, I did say this person was in another situation when they met you. And I do think they may have thought that that was their only option, and you come in to solve their problem. You come in to show them that better is out there and someone is more suited to them than the person that they're with. As they may have been staying with the past person because they thought that was their only option, or they thought that's what they wanted. And then they met you and you did this thing to them. You lit up their heart. You lit up their sexual organs. And yeah, right, pile number one, we are going to leave that there. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was interesting and it resonated for you. If you like content like this, please subscribe because I'd love to make more content like this for you. And if you have any ideas for future pick a card videos, please comment them down below. I really want to bring you the content that you want to see. If you like this video, drop it a like because it helps the video circulate and it helps the channel grow. And again, thank you for watching and I shall see you in your next reading. Goodbye. Hello, pole number 2 and welcome to your reading. Let's have a look at when you meet your future spouse and their first impressions of you. You chose the quartz geode. I think I'm saying geode right. Geode. I think it's geode. But I do sense a really soft energy around this meeting, which kind of makes me feel like it is a date, a set-up date of some kind. I'm not too sure whether it's been set up by friends or whether this has been set up online, but I do sense you meet your future spouse in a very calming atmosphere. I feel a lot of intimacy between you both. Okay, let's have a look at the cards. So, what are the instant things that your future spouse notices about you? I definitely feel that you're a very expansive person because you have the Sagittarius card. Now, this may mean that you are a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or have heavy Sagittarius in your chart. I do think you have this ability to like really light up a room. Maybe you have very big features. Maybe this is something that your future spouse notices about you. You could have very big eyes, very big lips, very big boobs, or a male who, I don't know whether to say this, a male who looks like they have quite a big package. But I do sense this like expansive energy around you, but I do think this is more physical. It's like go large or go home. So you dress for this date very... You walk in the room and basically all eyes are on you. because you've either got a very big body part, like a highly sexual body part, or you dress very extravagantly. Maybe you have big nails, maybe you have big hair. You're noticeable. And I really do feel the energy around your future spouse where they're sitting over the table from you and they just can't stop looking at whatever feature this is that stands out on you. You may even notice when you're over the table from your future spouse that sometimes they may slip up on their words or have a pause before they answer a question because they're kind of having to like bring themselves back into the room. I definitely feel that energy of like, oh, what did you say? Kind of thing from your future spouse. And you may actually interpret this as, oh, they're not interested in me, or oh, they're not listening to me. But really, they're like hypnotized by a particular body part on you. You may have a very hypnotizing nature as well. We've got the South Node here. So this could mean one of two things, and it could actually mean both. So you may meet this person, and the same with this person to you, where you feel like you already know them, like you've met them before. And this may also be another reason why over the dinner table, your future spouse is hypnotized by you, because they're thinking, why is this person so familiar? And I do think you are going to have that natural kind of soul connection with them. I think your future spouse is actually going to be quite nervous around you, but more of like a sexual nervousness. They find you incredibly attractive and enticing, and I think it's a bit much for them to handle at first. They're kind of thinking, oh gosh, control yourself kind of thing. You know, they want to control themselves a bit more. Maybe you actually, on your first day, actually think, wow, this person doesn't have a lot of self-control. But it's because you drive them a little bit wild. But also I do feel the energy around you, that you have came out of a long-term relationship or a very burdensome relationship. If you're watching this and you're currently in a relationship that is very burdensome and you just know that this person's not for you, you're going to meet this person fairly soon after that relationship ends. And I do think you're going to feel like it's a bit too soon to meet somebody new, but for some reason you get that very strong soul hit, or like a force from the universe to actually go on this date where you're going to meet your future spouse. Now, I think your future spouse's connection with you is going to be a mixture of like physical attraction, but also emotional attraction. I do feel like you're very emotionally mature. And this would make a lot of sense if you have came out of a long-term or a burdensome relationship, because you have this emotional intelligence that they're not used to. So I think they're going to feel connected to you not only physically, like thinking this is somebody that I could fancy for the rest of my life, but I do think they're also going to be like, this is somebody who I can trust with my emotions. I do sense that your future spouse has been in quite mediocre relationships. Not necessarily traumatic ones, but kind of relationships where it's never got to the point where they've had to give all of themselves away emotionally. They've never had the opportunity to completely remove their barriers, remove those emotional barriers. And I think you instantly do this to them. Like you instantly kind of, it's like your energy is like flowing water, because we've got the water card here. And you make this person kind of relax into your energy as well. at where you meet this person and how you meet them. Because I am sensing that really calming first date with you guys. This could be somebody who works in the same building as you. And maybe they noticed you a while ago. And they never expressed that they had an interest in you. Or this could be somebody that you went to like school with or college with or university with, but you weren't close at all. Like you barely noticed this person, but they noticed you. And I don't think they were like obsessed with you for years, but I think you're one of those people that always stuck in their mind. And as mentioned, I do think you're coming out of a long-term relationship, so you were always out of bounds. I do get the feeling of this first date is set up. This first date happens because of that previous connection you've had. That was my stomach. Like, I feel a mutual friend or a mutual kind of organisation, like the same building, you work in the same building, you went to the same university, the same school, even something as silly as the same nursery, same primary school, but you weren't in the same year, you weren't even in the same friends group. You've got a similarity to do with like a collective somehow. And it's this that connects you. It could even be joining a group chat with work. And I mean, take this as you want. It could be a group chat regarding like high school or something like that. But maybe you joined a group chat or a Facebook group or something to do with this mutual connection you have. And you two kind of noticed each other that way. And then thought, hey, let's do this date. Yeah, okay. Definitely sensing that with you. And make this fit however it fits for you. If it's the same sports group, do you know what I mean? The same sports team, something like that. There's something that you have. You're involved in something similar. But the Hierophant here again, it's like the same, what's the word? Like part of the same corporation, something like that. And you've got the Ten of Swords as well. I don't think you noticed this person while you were in this long-term relationship. I don't think you noticed this person when you came out of it, but I think this person was watching you near the end of this breakup that you went through and saw you maybe looking a bit sad or something like that, and heard from someone else that you'd been through this breakup. And I think then they thought, oh, this is my chance to get in there. As insensitive as that may seem, but I just think they found you so like enticing that they had to make a move when they found out that you came out of this long-term relationship. But I do sense you meeting this person on a date when you're still getting over this ex relationship. I don't think there's feelings between you and this previous relationship that you've came out of, but I definitely think you're kind of just getting over it. Even if it's, you could have even been married to this ex-person, because instead of getting over the person, you're getting over the fact that you did something traditional with this person and it failed. And you may have a very, you may come from a very traditional background yourself. Like the kind of family that's like, well, once you get married, you're married for life. You know, you make a marriage work, and you were just like, I couldn't make it work as much as I tried, so. And it may be that's actually making you hold on to this past relationship, or it's taking you longer to get over this past relationship because you feel like you failed, but really you tried your best. And I think you actually may express this to your future spouse on this date and just be like, hey, look, this is what I've been through, and this is what I'm going through, and this is what I never want to experience again. Okay. So their energy. The scribe, preserving knowledge and information. I definitely sense that you're the more emotional of the two, and I think this person that you're meeting is a little bit more conservative, very logical. And I think their soul is connected to you because this person needs somebody who's going to kind of open those floodgates with them. I mentioned at the beginning of this reading, I don't think this person's ever given themselves away emotionally to anybody before. And you're going to be the person who opens this person up. This person may have a lot of earth energy, like Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. I'm not sensing Taurus as much, but they may have a bit of Taurus in there. But a lot of Virgo, a lot of Capricorn. And I think the thing that you're actually going to like about your future spouse is they are traditional. You're traditional, they're traditional. But you see this person as, right, this is my potential to do traditional right this time. I think you both have that kind of like stable, earthy energy, but you're definitely more emotional. You're definitely more open-minded. You've just experienced more than this person. But I think this person, they've got a very stable energy. And because you came out of a very unstable situation, you're like, hey, this person can actually bring me that stability again. So you're going to like their stability, you're going to like their logic, and you're going to love that they are traditional. And I think on this first date, because you may open up about your previous relationship, they'll be expressing that they want marriage, they want kids. And that their view on marriage is you work on it. You know, if things don't work out, you work on it, you don't give up. And it's going to be very similar to your family's traditional beliefs, and you like that because you're stable too. You've got a stable energy too. You want something long-lasting because you did roll Saturn here. You want something long-lasting. And Taurus here as well, Earth. So their first impressions of your energy. So you've got shapeshifter, dilettante and priest. So facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel for spiritual energy. You're definitely more emotional or open with your emotions as they are. Probably because your emotions are on the surface currently, because you've just been through a very highly emotional situation. And I think because of this ease with your emotions, I do think you're very expressive. I think they like how carefree you are when it comes to your expressions, when it comes to talking about your previous pain and talking about your vulnerabilities. And the shapeshifter, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. You've transmuted that energy from that past relationship into new love for yourself, new optimism for what you want, and learning lessons from your past relationships so that you know you don't make those same bad choices again. And I think what this person sees is in you. They see your expansiveness. And we had Sagittarius here at the beginning, which is the sign of expansion. Optimism, freedom, exploration, expansion. The fact that you can remain positive regardless of what you've been through. You take your optimism through life with you. Doesn't matter who tries to knock you down or who tries to knock it out of you. You hold on to that. You embrace it still. Now, I definitely think this is a fated connection because we do have embraced what destiny has in store for you. Like when you find out that your future spouse's traditions are the same as your family's traditions, it's like, oh, there's a connection there. But I do think you may find a lot of synchronicities on this date. Like even silly things, like you always, you eat with your knives and forks the opposite way around. You both fold your napkins at the end of the date and put them in the same spot, and you're like, oh, yeah, you're on my level. Whereas maybe people in the past have criticised you both for your neatness and your tidiness. You find that you both have the same kind of like OCD kind of tendencies. Salmon comes to mind. I do think you both really like salmon. So, I do think you have. They see you as a free spirit. And this may be because you've came out of a marriage or something like that, but they do see you as a free spirit. A free, creative spirit. You've got the Page of Wands, which is all about the optimism of creation, and you've got the Ace of Cups, which is about a new emotional opportunity. Like they know that you're exclusive to them as well. But I definitely think this person feels like that they can create with you, they can build with you, and that you actually add an element of excitement and creativity to them as well, to their life. Like they could have an idea and you add the magic to that idea and it becomes something beautiful. And also, I do think this person is very to the book, very Virgo, Capricorn energy. But they see you as somebody who can really encourage them to use their intuition when it comes to their logic. You show them the importance of using intuition as well as logic. You may really open this person's eyes to their intuition during this state and help them tap into that emotional part of them, side of them, that they probably have never had with another person before. And this is what's going to make you stand out to them. They're going to feel you. They're going to feel merged with you. But I do think they are really, really attracted to your strength and your ability to get back up regardless of what happens to you. I do think this person feels like they can learn a lot from you, and I do actually feel like your future spouse is somebody who's quite book smart. and probably someone who considers themselves to be quite well educated. But they feel like they can learn something from you, and I don't think they feel like they can learn much from most people. They may have like a slight arrogance to them, but I do think you open up a whole new avenue, a more emotional feeling, kind of intuitive avenue, and they think, oh, there is more of me that I need to discover, and I think this person can hold my hand along the way and guide me. Okay. So let's look at the crystal, which is the quartz geode. This is the crystal that you, pile number 2, chose, and let's see what it means. So the quartz geode cleanses and purifies. It brings healing to yourself and the home. If you are watching this and you are in a difficult situation, relationship, or you're coming out of a tricky relationship, get yourself some quartz or a quartz geode. I actually absolutely love the geodes. Geodes, I really hope it's the right way to say it, geode. If it's incorrect, please comment down below and maybe like write it with some like hyphens so that I know how to pronounce it. But yes, I do feel a very strong healing energy around you, for sure. You have healed yourself, and this naturally has given you the kind of ability to heal. It's like you have done a healing apprenticeship by healing your own shit. And your purpose is to help open up the floodgates for your future spouse. Great. Okay, right, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope this resonated. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe, because I would love to make more content like this for you. If you have any ideas for future pick a card videos, I would love to hear them down below, because I want to bring the content that you want to see. Good luck, pile number 2, and I shall see you in your next reading. Goodbye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. Let's have a look at your future meeting with your future spouse and their first impressions of you. Bear in mind that this meeting could be quite far in the future, so if I do talk about your circumstances or your energy, depending on when you meet this future spouse, your energy or circumstances may have developed, but hopefully we can give you some information which resonates to you and helps you understand who your future spouse is going to be and what to expect. So instantly with pile number 3, I got a really bougie energy from you guys, and this could be indicative to the crystal that you chose, because this is the goldstone crystal, and I'm gonna put it up to the camera. You may be able to see it is glittery. It's actually a man-made crystal, but it does have healing properties just like any other crystal, very similar to like the healing properties of copper. But I do think, as I said, I got this bougie energy. I think you and your future spouse could be a bit of a bougie kind of couple. And I was definitely sensing like dating sites with you guys. Like, you both love a selfie. You're both very attractive, and you're both very much into your self-care. I do sense a younger energy with this. And if you're watching this and you are not younger, you may be in a situation where maybe your children have grown up, so you feel that sense of feeling young again. I mean, you could have children, they could be of an age where they still need a lot of care, but something's happened in your life where you feel like a child again, or you feel like a teenager again, that you feel that optimism for life. You've gained a bit of freedom from something. You could have even left a job that's given you a sense of freedom, or graduated from uni or something like that. Like, you've just had a big accomplishment of some kind, so you're like, woo, the world is my oyster. So I'm definitely getting that like really light, airy feeling. But again, you are probably somebody who doesn't mind being on a dating site or two, and I do think you are going to meet your future spouse on a dating site. So I definitely sense this as a date setting as well. Oh, I'm going to choke. You could be very nervous because I felt choked up, or maybe your future spouse is going to feel very nervous. Maybe they chat to you on this day and they choke up a bit, but it's just nerves. Like, they don't actually have an issue, it's just nerves. Okay. Okay. So, their instant impressions of you. So we've got Earth, Yin energy and Taurus energy. Leave that one there for now. Oh, got quite a few for you actually. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I do feel like you are very naturally beautiful and grounded. I definitely sense that you are somebody who has your life in check. I do really sense this educational achievement or some kind of promotion or something to do with work that has gained you some prestige just before you meet this person. I do think you're very career focused. But along with this, I really sense you have a very like symmetrical face, very beautiful. You may be somebody who has like a smaller forehead as well. I don't know why, I see your hairline. I see your hairline here. Don't know why. I see your hairline here and a lot of baby hairs and like kind of like a flowing mane of hair, which I am very jealous of, by the way. But I do sense you have a very earthy appearance, symmetrical face, maybe more of a wide set face as well. And I do think you have like this goddess kind of vibe about you. And I do think this is something that your future spouse is going to notice straight away, that you are incredibly pleasing to the eye. And it's a kind of beauty it's not like, I'm not saying that your future spouse doesn't find you sexy, but I think their first impression of you when they see you is, wow, she's beautiful. And there's like an instant respect they have for you for that reason. I don't think they're expecting you to be as striking in real life. Now, I definitely think they looked at your images online and were just like, oh, I'll have a bit of that. But when they met you in real life, they were like, whoa, this girl doesn't edit her pictures that much. Like, or this man doesn't edit their pictures. Like, they actually are that good looking. I do think they were expecting you, male or female, to be somebody who edited their images a lot. And they were just like, no, this person is a literal god or goddess. And they just have that respect for you because of this. Now, I think instantly they're going to feel extremely curious about you. Because we have Gemini here, which is curiosity, intellect. And I do think, like, because of your beauty, instantly they're going to think, oh, I want to know more. It's not going to be the fact of, I want to sleep with this person. It's like, oh, I want to touch their soul before I touch their naughty bits. And because of this beauty, I do think their sexual attraction for you is going to be less of like a ravishing roll around, but more of that, like, I would make babies with this woman, or I would make babies with this man. Because that is what beautiful means. When somebody calls you beautiful, it's more, I want to make babies with you. Now, this is actually in a psychological book called Why Men Lie and Women Cry, and it goes into like the psychology behind men and women, and also the psychology behind like physical parts of the body, why men find like breasts attractive and things like that, and vice versa. And one of the things they said is if a man calls a woman beautiful, it automatically means that that man would want to procreate with you. It's a very different feeling to just wanting to have some fun and roll around. Calling someone beautiful, male or female, calling someone beautiful normally means I would procreate with you. And I definitely think this person is thinking our children would be beautiful. Like, you have that kind of energy that I could settle down with and have a family with. And I think it may actually take your future spouse by surprise, because they're going to be like, whoa, what are these thoughts I'm having? There's just something, oh, I can feel the energy now. Like, they're like, I have never met anybody who makes me feel this way, this instantly. And I don't think they've ever physically seen anyone as beautiful as you. Like, you are the epitome of what they consider beautiful. That is beautiful in itself. So, it's your beauty. It's your beauty. And I really do think they are instantly it's going to be the beauty of the face on you that they instantly notice. And your energy from there is just the kind of energy that they want to settle down with. So let's have a look at where you meet and how you meet. And okay, this is quite interesting. So we have Cancer, which is home, family. I did say that they're going to have this instant feeling that they want to settle down with you. And we have Pluto in the 12th house. I do think this is going to be a very private meeting. So it's not friends setting you up. It's not a meeting where you've seen each other at work, or you've seen each other at uni or something like that. Like, this is something that you guys have set up between yourself, and maybe you haven't even told anyone that you're going on this date. It's very private between you both. And I do feel because you're both comfortable with dating websites, I do feel this energy where either both of you or one of you were expecting to just have sex. And what you didn't expect was to be so emotionally connected. And I think your future spouse was not expecting to be taken away by your breathtaking beauty. But I do sense that this was more of a casual kind of thing, and it ended up being quite an enlightening evening for you both. I really see a date, and then I actually see you guys going for a walk after the date. And I do think it's dark when you go for this walk, and I do see street lights. I sense that you guys are actually from the city, or at least one of you are from the city. So it is quite a built up area, and you're walking together under these street lights, and I do think one of you is going to hold the other person's hand. I do see kissing. I definitely see kissing, but I do not see sex here. But this does give me that kind of young love kind of vibe. And this is why I felt like the energy around this particular pile is quite young, or an older person who has been thrust into their youth again through having some kind of freedom or burden taken off them. Okay. And I definitely feel like you may lead the conversation. And I think you may be a very self-assured, abrupt person. And I think this person really appreciates that. I also think you're quite unexpectedly witty and quite unexpectedly good at banter. I do think your future spouse has a stereotype about beautiful women, and I think you kind of kill that stereotype with your intelligence and your wittiness. But also they do see you as somebody who has your SHIT together and somebody who can hold a lot of pressure. I do feel like you are going to discuss whatever this major change you've had in your life recently, whatever this achievement you've had, and they're going to be kind of like, wow, that's really cool, like, wow, well done, congratulations, things like that. And I do think this is something that they're going to find very attractive in you, because whether you're male or female, you are a provider and you have that sense of independence. So let's have a look at their energy. Let's have a look at your future spouse's energy. Okay, so I wasn't expecting this, but they have the healer energy. Okay, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind and spirit. The ability to transform pain into healing. I wasn't expecting that. Let me just pull a clarifier for this. So the energy around them, they're actually quite open-minded, sensitive. I can imagine that they're very giving. I mean, we did roll the moon here when it came to your date. And you did have that emotional connection on this first date and that romanticism. I actually think your future spouse is the one who on the date will say, let's prolong the date and go for a nice walk and have a talk. So that would make a lot of sense why this healer energy comes out, because they're actually a romantic, but they don't give that away to just anybody. You may actually be the first person that they ever feel comfortable to give that away to, because you're just so beautiful and you're such like a goddess, and this person gains so much instant respect for you that they kind of give you, they kind of pull out all the stops romantically with you. They want to create with you, and I definitely think like they want to create with somebody. Like they're on these dating websites because they really do want that soul connection. They do want that emotional connection. And they keep going on dates where they're just like, why do I just want to 𝒓𝒄𝒈 this person? But with you, it hits them. It's like, okay, I understand why I've had the urge to be on these dating websites, because I was supposed to meet this person. I was supposed to meet pile number 3. It's like you have a structure that they need. You have the structure they need. And I think this person's going to be a creative, you know? So this person you meet is going to be very creative. They may actually do something quite creative as a job. They may be a graphic designer, a musician, or they may have a normal job, a regular job, like in sales or something, but they studied like drama at college or university. And I think they see you, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I think they see you as somebody who has the earthly kind of groundedness they need so that they can have that freedom to delve back into their creativity. So I don't know whether you're going to encourage them to be more creative, or you could actually be the main breadwinner in the relationship so that they have a bit of extra time to pursue their creative dreams and all that jazz. Beautiful. Okay. Now let's see what their first impression is of your energy. So the Alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into wisdom. That's it. They see you as somebody who can create. I do sense a very earthly energy with you. I think you're very, I think you come from a family that might be quite heavy on education, but You're one of those people that can make something out of nothing. You can have an idea and a month later you have built a business that's gaining income. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. That doesn't necessarily have to be your story, but somebody who can make something out of nothing. Somebody who can have an idea and create a plan, and you tend to have this ability to manifest things into reality quite swiftly. And I do think your future spouse feels like they can learn something from you. I think your future spouse is a bit more like Away with the Fairies, and you're more grounded and down to earth, and you can bring them back down to earth. Again, this is your future spouse because we've got fate involved, and we had this with part 2. Fate was involved. Be ready to receive what fate has planned for you. Now, I really get this feeling here that you may have been looking for somebody a little bit different than your future spouse. Maybe they weren't exactly what you expected. And I don't think it's got anything to do with their physical appearance. I just think I think you were expecting someone older than them. Someone with a little bit more maturity. But what you're going to find is you're in that youthful energy now. You could be somebody who is young and you want to grow up too quick, and the universe is trying to tell you, stop trying to grow up so quick, enjoy your youth. Or you could be somebody quite old, I was going to say. You could be somebody older and it's this connection that's going to keep you young, feeling young. If you're someone who's older, I think this person could be younger than you. And you were like, oh, wasn't expecting that, not ideal, but then you start seeing the benefits. Like, this person really helps me live. And if you're younger, I think the same thing. This person really helps me live. They may be more inclined to travel than you. You may be a lot more grounded than this person. Now, I think maybe you have had a previous relationship, not recent, maybe in the past, that maybe pushed you into like academia or your career and made you think less about love. You've got the Three of Swords here, and I definitely feel this around you. And I think this is one of the reasons why you do dating sites, because you're just like, hey, what comes, comes. I'm not really looking to settle down right now. And this person comes along, and it's the first time in a very long time where you've thought, hey, I think I could collaborate. And what this person sees in you is somebody that they can collaborate with. So it's great because we've got the Lovers, right? And we've got the Two of Cups. And this combination screams marriage. So this coming up in this reading tells me that instantly on this day, you are both going to look at each other and think, I can marry you. And I think you're both going to have visions of being married on this first date. It's like this connection instantly repairs that broken heart that you have. I think you're going to have some really weird kind of visions here. Both of you may have this, where you're on this date, you're casually chatting, maybe you even touch hands over the table, and you kind of zone into the future. You do a bit of time traveling and think, oh, we're married now. And then you kind of come back into the present and you're like, whoa, we're not married. Like, I just sense a lot of like time warps and time jumping with you guys, and you just kind of both knowing at that moment when you meet, this is the person I'm gonna marry. Okay, so again, keys on a ring, options, string, many options, decisions, unconventional, string along, one night stand. This is how you both walked into the date. You both walked in not expecting to be faced with what you faced, not expecting to meet the person that you're going to marry. And we got talking, and I do think this is clarification that you guys are going to meet on a dating website or online without the expectation of anything serious. And then boom, you meet your future spouse. Okay, we're going to leave that reading there. But before I go, I want to talk about the goldstone crystal that you chose. So, goldstone assists in attaining goals. It motivates and encourages a positive attitude. It awakens the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra is all about that sexual creative energy. As mentioned, this person wants to create with you. This person wants your babies, okay? Be careful if you do have SEX with this person early on in the relationship. I think your SEX life is going to be fire, and you may actually create quite quickly, so make sure you use contraception if you're not looking for a child. But again, I get that energy around you that you are very goal orientated. You're very motivated when it comes to your career. And this relationship is just going to expand that motivation you have for your career into everything in your life. You're going to be motivated, emotionally motivated with your career, motivated with everything. And I do think you, as somebody who is very creative naturally, I do think you're going to find that when you meet this person, because you're so happy and in love and free, you're going to manifest really, your manifestations are going to be like rapid fire with this person. You may think like, hey, I've got my life on lock, and then you meet this person, you're like, okay, even more opportunities are coming to me because I've opened up my heart space again, and it makes you mega magnetic. But yeah, that asexual energy, this person wants to procreate with you. A lot of asexual energy, to be fair, in this reading. So pile number 3, that is your reading. I hope you found it to be interesting, and I hope it resonated. If you like this reading, please drop it a like, because it helps the video circulate, and it also helps the channel grow so that more people can see these videos. Also, if you like content like this, please subscribe, because I'd love to make more content like this for you. If you have any ideas for future pick a card readings, I would love to hear them in the comment box down below, because I want to bring the content that you want to see. Take care, pile number 3, and I shall see you in the next reading. Goodbye.